Remember to welcome strangers, because some who have done this have welcomed angels without knowing it. There lived in the city of Marseille 100 years ago an old shoemaker loved and honored by all his neighbors, who affectionately called him Father Martin. One Christmas he sat alone at his little shop, reading of the visit of the wise men to the infant Jesus and of the gifts they brought, and he said to himself, "If tomorrow were the first Christmas, and if Jesus were to be born in Marseille this night, I know what I would give him." He arose and took from a shelf 2 little shoes of softest snow-white leather and bright silver buckles. "I would give him these, my finest work. How pleased his mother would be. But I am a foolish old man," he thought, smiling. "The master has no need of my poor gifts." Replacing the shoes, he blew out the candle and retired to rest. Hardly had he closed his eyes, it seemed, when he heard a voice calling his name. "Martin." He intuitively knew it was aware of the identity of the speaker. "Martin, you have longed to see me. Tomorrow I shall pass by your window. If you see me and bid me enter, I shall be your guest and sit at your table." He did not sleep that night for joy, for it was yet dawn. He arose and tidied up the little shop. Fresh sand he spread on the floor, and green boughs of fir he wreathed along the rafters. On the table he placed a loaf of white bread, a jar of honey, a pitcher of milk, and over the fire he hung a hot drink. His simple preparations were complete. When all was in readiness, he took up his vigil at the window. He was sure he would know the master, and he watched the driving sleet and the rain and the cold and the deserted street. He thought of the joy that would be his when he sat down and broke bread with his guest. Presently, he saw an old street sweeper pass by, blowing upon his thin, gnarled hands to warm them. Poor fellow, he must be half frozen, thought Martin. Opening the door, he called out to him, "Come in, my friend, and get warm. Drink something hot." No further urging was needed, and the man gratefully accepted his invitation. An hour passed, and Martin next saw a poor, miserably clothed woman carrying a baby. She paused wearily to rest in the shelter of his doorway. Quickly, he flung open the door. "Come in and get warm while you rest," he said to her. "You are not well?" he asked. I'm going to the hospital. I hope they will take me and my baby in," she explained. "My husband is at sea, and I am ill, without a soul to whom I can go." "Poor child," cried the old man. "You must eat something while you come in and get warm." "No, let me give you a cup of milk to the little one. What a bright little fellow he is. Why, you have no shoes for him." "I have no shoes for him," sighed the mother. "Then he shall have this lovely pair. I finished yesterday." And Martin took down the soft, white, snow-white shoes that he had looked at in the evening before and slipped them on the child's feet. They fit perfectly. Shortly, the young mother went her way full of gratitude, and Martin went back to his post at the window. Hour after hour went by, and many needy souls shared the meager hospitality of the old cobbler. But the expected guest did not appear. At last, when night had fallen, Father Martin seemed retired to his cot with a heavy heart. "It was only a dream," he sighed. "I did hope and believe, but he has not come." Suddenly, so it seemed to his weary eyes, the room was flooded with a glorious light, and to the cobbler's astonishment, there appeared to him before him, one by one, the poor street sweeper, the sick mother and her baby, and all the people he had aided during the day. Each one smiled at him and said, "Have you not seen me? Did I not sit at your table?" And they vanished. Then softly, out of the silence, he heard again the gentle voice repeating the old familiar words, "Who shall receive such little child in my name, receiveth me. For I was hungered, and you gave me meat. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. Verily I say unto you, insomuch as you have done it to one of the least of my brethren, you've done it unto me."
He was just an ordinary that's the way he planned it, maybe anything but coming would have kept him apart from the children that he came to rescue, limited to some elite few. When he was the only child who asked to be born, and he came to us with eyes wide open, knowing how we're hurt and broken, choosing to partake of all our joy and pain. He was just an ordinary baby, but that's the way he planned it, maybe, so that we would come to him and not be afraid. He was ordinary with exception of miraculous conception. Both his birth and death he planned from the start. But between his entrance and his exit was a life that has affected everyone who's ever walked the earth to this day. With no airs of condescension, he became God's pure extension, giving you and me the chance